Why, yes, we both know Amy isn't too fond of communicating with her mother unless she is forced. In fact, she actively changes her phone number whenever she becomes aware I have it. Catherine's voice dripped with disdain. I resisted a giggle at this. It was true. Amy routinely changed her number in order to avoid talking to her mother. Or she had. Now she just had two separate phones, one safe and one she specifically bought to communicate with her family, and only when she was faced with no other option. Her cold relationship with Catherine had always made me sad, which was why I had been shocked when she had told me she was staying there. But that's not possible. Amy told me she was staying with you. She left for Europe right after my wedding. She got back 2 weeks ago and said she was staying with you and Harold in the city, I explained, getting a bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. Catherine laughed without humor. I'm sorry, my darling. We both know my daughter has an aversion to the truth. I wouldn't worry. She's probably sunning herself on some pop star's yacht and forgot she was meant to be back at home facing responsibility. Although I don't recall her making arrangements to come here, she added thoughtfully. I must go. I'm late to a charity luncheon. Lovely talking to you, Guinevere. She hung up before I could say anything else. My stomach churned. No matter what Amy's vile mother said about her, Amy wasn't irresponsible and she certainly wasn't a liar. I automatically thought about the one and only time my best friend had kept something from me. Lots of pain ripped through my stomach. She hadn't told me about her and Ian, about being in love with my brother. When I found out she had kept it a secret, I took it a little badly. Okay, a lot badly since I tackled her on our front lawn. But when I got used to the idea, I was happy, ecstatic for them both. Then things got complicated. Brock, the biker badass who rocked a serious man bun, got Amy twisted up enough to question her relationship with Ian. Not that I could get much out of her, but I knew Ian had been determined to get her back. I was pretty sure his decision to finish out his tour was largely to do with her. My eyes glistened, thinking about what would have been had he not been killed. I still couldn't say it. I could barely think it. My brother was dead. My best friend was heartbroken and she wouldn't talk to me about it, no matter how hard I tried. Plus, there was something going on with her and Brock. The months we had been back in ambush, she refused to talk about it. They didn't talk to each other, apart from some broody alpha male looks Brock had directed at Amy when fate put them in the same room. I had been sidetracked with my reunion with Cade and my growing belly, so I didn't give her the attention she needed. Then Belle was born in the clubhouse after I killed a man who was going to kill me, and drama ensued. Life hadn't exactly slowed down for me. Cade had pretty much demanded we get married once I woke up in the hospital. He would have happily done it right then and there, but I convinced him I wouldn't get married while wearing polyester. I managed to hold him off a month, a freaking month after Belle was born, and he expected me to squeeze into a wedding dress. It was a good thing I was in love with the man, or I would have been seriously pissed. Luckily, through a combination of breastfeeding and being too anxious about the growth of Belle's hair, I hadn't had much of an appetite, which meant I didn't look like a beached whale at my wedding. Not that Cade made me feel like that for a second. The look he gave me when I walked down the aisle made my insecurities melt away. That and the kiss he landed on me as soon as I made it to him. I had been ready to forego the ceremony and demand he whisk me away and ravish me. Arms went around my middle, and I jumped, being too deep in my thoughts to notice another presence.
Baby?
Cade questioned. His deep voice was quiet, noticing the fact our daughter was asleep. I was about to tell him about Amy when Belle made the noise. "Did you hear that?" I whispered, narrowing my eyes.
What?
His body turned taut, instantly alert. "That noise she's making, it doesn't sound normal. I think we should take her to the doctor," I declared, frowning at my baby. Cade relaxed and gently pulled me away from the crib, turning me to face him.